I'm Natalia Bonner. Welcome back to the 9 Patchalong 4.0. This is block number 6. All right, you know I love feathers. I cannot do a whole entire stitch along without including some type of feathers. So of course, today is the lucky day. Of course, because the 9 Patchalong, my whole intent is to give you a whole bunch of ideas and ways to use our machine quilting rulers. In today's video, we are going to be using my Sway 4 machine quilting ruler. So in today's video, you're actually going to see that I'm taking some of the concepts and elements from block number 5 and just dressing them up a bit. Even though I'm using a different ruler, I still can create a similar look and then just add to that. I love how this block turned out. I will be doing all of my quilting here on my Gamble 22-inch machine. I am going to be stitching in the stitch regulated mode, and I do have my stitch length set at 13 stitches per inch. Throughout this whole quilt, I am using one layer of the Quilter String Poly Deluxe batting. We do have all of these products available over on our website, peaceandquilt.com. Let's get stitching. I'll start out block number 6, like many of the other blocks, by finding the center of each of my blocks. I'm going to mark that X through the center. Once I've marked the center of each of those blocks, now I'm going to use the X's as reference points, line my Sway 4, the straight side of my ruler, up from center point to center point, and then I'm going to mark a little increment that's right along my ditch, horizontal and vertical, all the way through this block. Next, we're going to actually mark out the spine or the foundation of this design. I am going to use the hook end on the Sway 4 machine quilting ruler, and I'm going to draw point-to-point lines using the blue Mark Be Gone marker. So notice the path that I'm marking here. I'm starting in the corner and I'm marking with the hook end of the ruler one curve. Then I'll move over and mark curves, rotating back and forth, so opposing sides through the next point-to-point section. So very similar to what we did in block number 5. Now this is a design I don't necessarily need to mark out the whole entire spine, but it is a design that I've found myself, if I don't mark out the whole spine, sometimes I get lost. I'll start going the wrong direction. I can't remember where to start. So sometimes marking definitely does help. Now always remember when using the Sway machine quilting rulers, whichever size of ruler you're using. I have designed all of the Sway machine quilting rulers, so this hook end on the ruler is designed for marking. Then the circular end on the ruler and the concave curve portion are designed for quilting. So you can mark a perfect 4-inch curve or circle and then also quilt it with one ruler. Now up here, as I reach that bottom corner, you'll see that I did switch and use the concave curve. Don't do that. That was a really bad example. I only did it for reference lines because I advanced my quilt a little bit too far on the long arm and the ruler wouldn't fit up there. Now to begin quilting. Just like I did for marking, I'm going to use the Sway 4 machine quilting ruler. This time now I'm going to machine quilt along that first curved line using the large curve end on that ruler. Once I've stitched that first curved line, then I'm going to start filling in the bottom side. I know you're looking at this here on camera as if you're standing behind my machine. So I am quilting on the bottom side, starting at the bottom, some feathers, filling in that space completely. Once I've filled in that space completely, now I'll travel up my ditch and I'm going to repeat the process with that next marked line. You'll notice as I stitch out that second marked line how I'm rotating the Sway 4 machine quilting ruler and stitching back and forth between the circular end and the concave curve. Once I've stitched my way all the way down to the next stitch, then like I did across that first spine, I'm going to start with feathers and I'm going to fill in with some fun bump back feathers, filling in that new space completely. Once I've filled in that space completely, now I'm going to travel up my ditch and repeat the same process again. So starting with the circular end on the Sway 4 machine quilting ruler, then switching to the concave end to stitch along my marked line. Then I'll switch back to the circular end, back to the concave end, and then finish that line. Machine quilting the last curve with the circular end of the Sway 4 machine quilting ruler. Now at this point, I'm going to repeat the process. So starting at the bottom of the block, the point closest to my body, I'll start out with those bump back feathers and fill in this space completely. From there, I'll continue on, repeating the same process, stitching out my spines and then filling in just one side with those feathers. Now you really can make this design your own. If you want to quilt the feathers down both sides of the spines, make it your own and have fun with it. Really, I'm starting out with simple foundations and having a lot of fun with fills. If you don't even want to quilt feathers, this would be a great place to add in more geometric designs, line designs, and really have fun using the Sway machine quilting rulers. I love how block 6 turned out. Feathers always make me happy, but I'm excited to move on to block number 7.